I've had such a weird relationship with exercise throughout my 20s. It's been on and off. We've had highs and lows. I started out my 20s as very much an exercise hater, and it was like a personality trait. I was like, exercise, me, I could never. Eventually, I started doing a bit of exercise here and there, but I would almost always stop. I definitely had intermittent periods where I would exercise, but I'd never be able to keep myself on the bandwagon. I'm now at the stage where I very much dropped my anti-exercise vibes. Not only do I exercise, but I actually like exercising. And I work out at least 3 times a week. In this video, I really wanted to share my definitive guide to creating a consistent workout habit. So I want to start out with this quote, and I think this is one of the biggest reasons that people suck at being consistent with exercise. And that is, you can't rush something that you want to last forever. So often when I was like, okay, I need to start working out, I would get into this mindset of like, okay, well, I'm gonna work out, 4 or 5 times a week. And then I would do that for like 2 weeks, and then I would not work out. The question you want to ask yourself is, would you rather be someone who works out 1 to 2 times a week every single week for a year, or someone who works out for 5 days a week for 2 weeks at the start of January? So in marathon racing, they say that you can't make your run in the first mile, but you can break it. And that's why the first few miles of a marathon, they're gonna be your slowest. Think of creating a lifetime habit of exercise like a cross-country, maybe worldwide marathon. Would you start a cross-country marathon with a sprint? No, that would be really dumb. So don't start your exercise habit with a sprint. You cannot rush something that you want to last forever. So Michelle Seeger, who's a behavioral scientist and the author of the book The Joy Choice, worked directly with a gym facility. She really wanted to see who kept on showing up throughout the year and who didn't. People generally fell into one of 2 groups. The first type of person, they kicked off their membership by going 4 to 5 times a week. The second type of person kicked off by going to the gym 1 to 2 days a week. As you might guess, the people that started going at 1 to 2 days a week were the people who actually kept their memberships and continued going. The next thing that I've been really intentional about when it comes to working out is environment design. As James Clear says, environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. He's onto something, that's for sure. Particularly this year, I've been so intentional about making sure my space is designed to motivate me to work out. As you design your space, think about these things. Number 1, your workout clothes. Are they easy to get out? Are they in a convenient spot? My drawer filled with exercise clothes used to be such a mess, and it was so hard to figure out what you were actually grabbing out. So I added in a drawer divider so that I could tell what was workout tops and where the workout pants were. I also got a few different workout outfits that were different colors. With different colors, it's easier when I look at things visually to tell what's what. My workout drawer is also right near my workout mat. Another thing that I do that makes it even easier to work out is I'll work out in a workout bra and pajama pants. I don't need to be in full workout gear to start my workout. And that just removes one more step between me and working out. Number 2, any workout equipment. Why is it so hard to get out? My weights are usually right here or down there, right near my mat. They're almost within like arm's length of me when I start my workout. And I feel like that's where most of the things that you need should be. Like within just a few meters of you, you should have everything that you need to work out. Number 3, any kind of workout guidance, videos, whatever. So I got this little thing for my phone not too long ago, and it makes working out that much easier. I just set up my phone like this. I open up my Copilot app, which is the app I use to work out. Whenever you want to change any kind of behavior, one of the simplest, most straightforward things that you can do to influence your behavior is design your environment. Next up, think of exercise as medicine and cater to your instant gratification goblins. People are more likely to sustain behaviors that are essential to their daily lives in immediate and noticeable ways. So imagine exercise has been put into a pill form. It's custom made just for you, and it's popped into a little bottle. What does the label say? It might say, stop thinking, enough of that, get out of your head. It could say, immediate energy boost. And we all know the benefits of exercise. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying, what does that bottle say for you? What immediate benefits do you notice from exercise? When you don't have an immediate tangible idea of what you get out of something, it is just so much harder to motivate yourself to do it. We are all, at our core, instant gratification goblins, and you need to figure out what the instant gratification is of exercise for you. I actually used to doubt whether there was any gratification from exercise, and I know obviously there is. Obviously. But people would talk about how exercise was this energy giver, and I'd be like, where's the energy? If anything, I feel more tired. I read that exercise reduced stress, never noticed it. So instead of looking at the long list of benefits and trying to pick one that fit me, I just started to be really mindful of how I felt while I was exercising, how I felt after exercise. The first time that I really noticed an immediate benefit from exercise, I was in a really bad mood. I went to Pilates, I came home, I felt like an angel. So instant irritability buster, one on the label. Another time, I felt so scattered, like I couldn't focus on one single thing. I worked out, I felt like I could focus. None of those benefits came from me looking at a list and going like, okay, those are my benefits. That's what I get out of exercise. They came from me being mindful, really noticing how exercise benefited me specifically. So start becoming mindful while you exercise and really ask yourself that question. If exercise were a medicine, what would it be fixing? Create accountability light. So I found that there are 3 kinds of accountability that you can use. The first type of accountability is check-in accountability. And that's when someone is sort of on your case and being like, hey, have you done that thing yet? Have you exercised yet? The second type of accountability is parallel accountability, so body doubling. When you do something alongside someone, you go to a workout class with a friend. Then there's what I call accountability light, which is this light level of accountability from someone who's checking in, but in a really light, friendly way. When you know that someone's sort of aware of what you're doing, but it's a no pressure situation. And that is what I get with Copilot, which is my fitness coaching app. So this is the type of accountability that I requested just because I know it's what works for me best, but you could always request more of that check-in sort of tough love accountability if that's more your style. For me, I met up with my expert coach, Andrew. All of the coaches on Copilot have a minimum of a bachelor's degree qualification. And I pretty much said, hey, I'm really here for a good time. I much more prioritize enjoyment over progress. I really don't like to be nagged, but I really like encouragement. Also, if you could give me all the variety, that'd be great because I love variety. And can you tailor my workouts to upper body strength because that's what I'm working on? And no burpees, please. And he went to work designing custom workouts based on my needs. He creates 4 workouts a week for me and he gives me that accountability light that I need. So when you start working with your coach on Copilot, you're gonna get a call with them where you can talk about all of your goals, the things that you struggle with, the things that you particularly want to work on, and that will help them to create custom workouts for you that are totally targeted to what you need.
Not to toot your own horn, but I mean, since we've been working together, I mean, it's been going on 2 months now. I mean, I don't think you've missed a week of getting at minimum of 3 workouts, usually all 4, and it's fantastic.
And it's incredible. I definitely think it's just the low level of accountability because without knowing that you were in the background looking, I'd be like, it's so easy to skip. And you can also schedule a call with them whenever you want. So if you're like, okay, we're kicking off the new year, or hey, I've hit mid-year and all my goals have changed, let's sit down, let's talk about it, you can do that. But what I probably prefer to do is ask questions and Andrew will just send back videos if it's something where he needs to show me something, or he can just text back. I'm in pretty much constant contact with Andrew. He is always sending me little messages of encouragement, which I really like. He's like, great workout, Michelle. Doing good, smashing your goals this week. I'm like, yeah, I am. And that for me is super encouraging and it keeps me working out. After each workout, you also get prompted. You can write little notes. So if you do a workout and you're like, something was off about that, I didn't like this, that, or the other, you can put that in a little note section. You can rate your workouts in terms of how much you enjoyed them. You can rate how hard they are. So if they were too hard, you can let your coach know and then they can make changes. Or if they're too easy, then they can up the ante. I'd say Copilot is one of the best investments that I have made in my health. The other thing I find really helpful about having a coach situation is that you bounce back so much quicker. So for example, literally around the Christmas New Year period, I got really sick, and the Christmas New Year period is already hard. And usually for me, that'd be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna skip my workout for a few days, and then that might turn into a week, and then 2-3 weeks, because that's just so easy to do. But with Copilot, I knew that I had this light level of expectation that I would be working out in that week. So I got back to it. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, I was working out. And I felt really good for it. It wasn't like, ugh, like I feel pressure to work out. It was like, yes, okay, I'm back into it. Before Copilot, I actually had injured my back, so I'd gone to a personal coach to be like, hey, I really need to work on my core. And then I got engaged and I was like, okay, I really need to be saving. And then I found Copilot and I was like, oh, this is perfect because it's affordable and I can get in way more workouts than I would with someone one-on-one in person. But it's all still customized, designed for me, and I'm reaching my goals. If you have any health or fitness goals and you want to stay consistent over the whole year, click on my link down in the description below to Copilot and you'll get 14 days for free with your own expert health and fitness coach. Try it out, see if it's for you. Ask yourself, why aren't I doing this already versus how can I drive this behavior? So this switch in thinking is straight from a guy named Daniel Kahneman. If you took your car to a mechanic because it was spluttering, it was making a fuss and it wasn't starting, they wouldn't be going, okay, how can we make this car work? They'd be going, okay, let's figure out what the problem is in this system. Apply the exact same approach when you are spluttering, making a fuss, and not starting your workouts. So when I first moved to home workouts after having a back injury, I really dragged my feet. When it came time for me to actually do my workouts, I'd be like, I don't feel like it. So instead of asking, how can I drive this behavior? How can I force myself to do this stuff? Ask yourself, what isn't working? What is the problem? What are the real reasons that I'm not getting around to doing this? If you feel averse to exercising, really sit with yourself and be like, what is it about exercising right now that is making me not want to do it? And then fix that rather than just throwing things at a wall and seeing what works. Enjoyment over progress. People that enjoy cooking will cook more. People that enjoy cleaning are gonna clean more. People that enjoy planning, if you've ever been on planning YouTube, they're gonna plan more. And the wonderful thing about exercise is that it comes in so many different forms. Yet often when we all go to start our exercise habits, we only think of one type of exercise. You are bound to enjoy one form of exercise. You aren't that exceptional that you would be the one person who doesn't enjoy one way of moving your body. There are ways of moving your body like cycling, kayaking, climbing, HIIT workouts, slow burn workouts. That's just a small sample. Instead of approaching working out with sort of one idea of what it should look like, really ask yourself, what type of exercise might I enjoy most? What makes one style of exercise more enjoyable than another style of exercise? How can I find a workout that I enjoy so much that I keep on doing it and it feels easy? And really make that your focus. So I actually polled my community on this and I asked them, how long did it take you to find a style of exercise that you enjoy? And probably in a way for some people, this is just about how long it took them to get to a point where they enjoyed exercise. 50% of people took 3 to 5 years to find a style of exercise that they enjoyed, a way of exercising that didn't make them go like, ugh, I don't want to do that. Once again, this is about not rushing something that you want to last forever. Drop that pressure on yourself of, oh God, I need to find something that I like and I need to be into it and I need to be an exerciser, and just start exploring wherever, whenever. So there was one study that was done on 2,500 Google employees. They had routine Rachels, people that were told to go to the gym at a certain time and they were paid to do so. And then there were flexible Fernandos. Flexible Fernandos were allowed to go to the gym at any time. Routine Rachels did go a little more often initially, but then when things came up, when things got in their way, they just wouldn't go at all. They turned into rigid Rachels. Flexible Fernandos, they just kept on working out no matter whether things did come up. If something came up at their usual time that was noted down as their preferred time, they just go later. They figured out how to go to the gym even when stuff came up, and that made their habit much stickier over the long term. What they found through this study is that the stickiest habits are the habits that are flexible. And this really goes against all habit advice. So to apply more flexibility to your workout habit, here is a method that you can use. Step 1, notice. I think this is the hardest part about this, actually noticing yourself in the moment when you go into that state of like, oh, well, I don't have time, so I'm just gonna skip it. When that thought comes to you, really take a moment and step back. Step 2, widen your frame. So this is about moving from a narrow frame with one option to a wider frame with a bunch of options that you can choose from. When something goes wrong, something comes up, we tend to go, okay, well, I'll just skip the workout today, instead of going like, okay, well, I won't work out this morning, but maybe I'll go on a walk after work. With Copilot, it's flexible to your schedule, so you can work out pretty much whenever you want. I definitely have a preference for being able to work out to my own schedule, which it allows me to do. Manage your thoughts while you exercise. The research on this is quite clear. How we feel during exercise, not afterwards, is what predicts whether we stay the course. If the entire time you are exercising, you are focusing on how uncomfortable you feel, how much you don't like the sweat on your body, how much you don't want to be doing this, it's going to be so much harder to develop a habit of working out. But some of those thoughts are really automatic and they feel very out of your control. For me, I was definitely almost programmed to dislike working out. Exercise was always promoted as sort of like a slog, like it was hard work. And that led me to have those automatic thoughts and feelings of like, this isn't enjoyable. So of how we feel during exercise is one of the biggest predictors of whether we continue exercising. How can we change how we feel? There are a few studies that give clues on this, and I'm not going to go into all of them because it would just be too much. But one that I talked about before is the study on mind wandering. So in this study titled "A Wandering Mind is an Unhappy Mind," they basically found that when people's minds aren't wandering, they are categorically happier, even when they are doing a boring task like washing the dishes or going on their morning commute. Based on that study and a few other studies, what you focus your attention on while you are doing something difficult is of the utmost importance. If you are focused on all the bad parts of what you're doing, of how uncomfortable you feel, if you give that all of your attention, of course it's going to be harder to get yourself to continue exercising and to exercise consistently. So some people try things like affirmations and they'll, tell themselves, my body craves exercise, I'm enjoying this, which is one way of handling it. And if that works for you, keep doing that. But for me, the goal isn't to get rid of my uncomfortable feelings and thoughts. The goal is to pay less attention to them. Your thoughts and feelings are generated from the algorithm that is your brain. You really have no control over them, but you do have control over how you respond to them. You have control over where you place your attention, you have control over how much you engage with your thoughts, and you have control over how seriously you take your thoughts. My go-to move when I'm exercising is to try and be as present as possible. So if I notice myself focused on those uncomfortable feelings and thoughts, I switch myself back, I expand my awareness to the present. I don't try to push those thoughts and feelings away, but I don't give them a ton of attention. And I found consistently that makes me enjoy my workouts so much more. I feel better during the workouts and I feel better after my workouts. If those thoughts and feelings dominate your workouts, maybe you're not working out in the right way. Maybe there's a better way to manage your attention. A journey, not a destination. So in the book, The Power of Flexing by Susan J. Ashford, she wrote, recent research suggests that the more you see yourself as being on a path towards a goal, the more you will continue to strive towards it. So this idea was tested with people in a weight loss program. I know, the worst. Researchers found that having a journey metaphor would predict how much people would continue goal-related behaviors. Basically, these people who thought of their weight loss goal as a journey were much more likely to continue on their journey even after they'd met their initial goals. Whereas people who didn't think of their weight loss as a journey tended to meet their goals and then stop doing any of those goal-related behaviors, those healthy behaviors that got them there. Ashford wrote, the journey metaphor encouraged them to think more about the learning process as a whole, including the ups and downs along the way, leading to a satisfying feeling of overall growth. So I think one thing that you can do to turn your exercise habit into more of a journey is write down a list of the little highlights that you're looking forward to. On any journey, there's going to be little stop-off points. There's also going to be lows, and maybe write those down too so that you can be expectant of them. So the moment when you bounce back quickly after you are sick or there's an event like Christmas. The moment when you complete a workout and you're kind of like, that was a good time. The moment when you find yourself working out longer than you have to because you want to. These are all little stop-offs that you're going to reach on your exercise and health journey. Really savor them, really expect them, and map them out as something that you want to look forward to. If you liked this video, you're definitely gonna like my video on you can build self-discipline. Here is how. It really dives into the complexities of building a difficult habit, behavior, change into your life. I really like that video. I'm gonna have it linked on the screen as well as down below. It's really helpful. If you're building an exercise habit, I would probably take your habit and run it through all the things that I talk about in that video alongside this one. If you have any health and fitness goals, be sure to check out the Copilot link in the description below. Get 14 days free with your own expert health and fitness coach. Like I said, it's one of the best investments I've made in my health. I appreciate you so very much, and I'll see you soon.